Will the soundtrack kindly produce a sound? Go on. Don't be nervous. Go ahead. Any sound? Well, that isn't quite what I had in mind.
I just don't understand why the stupid Streamlabs itself can't just make transitions by itself without, like, I have to drop a window and open a window. Like, if I push a cussing like source, it should drop the other source automatically. But no, I have to have the other source above the one source and crack. Hello, 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 what ho! Welcome back to another exciting adventure of The Plain Truth. I'm your host, Travis Bailey. I got nobody in the chat. Saturday night's alright. So, here we go. I don't know how to, I guess what I do is I drop that right there. Just chill out. I drop this, I put this right here for the chat, right? I don't know how to do this. So the chat's right there, so my window's right here. My window's right here. Okay. I have discovered, and I discovered it the other day, but today I confirmed it. Not with a hypothesis or any equations. Okay, it's deductive empirical. It's deductive and empirical. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now, I don't want to do this. I guess I got okay. Open this up. Open this up, and let's just pick a random. Just gonna pick a random folder. I'm gonna go to April 13 and 14. April 13 and 14. Okay. Okay. So we have here. We've got here. Do I really not have anybody watching? There's nobody watching me right now. I always feel like I gotta refresh. Is it that far behind? What the heck? There's a live chat going on. I've got no live chat going on. I'm talking and you guys are slow down. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know. This is so weird. I hate Streamlabs OBS. Okay? There's everybody. Hello, Eyes to See. Hello, Ali B. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Now that I know that you're here, I was like looking at the chat. I'm like, there's nobody here. There's nobody here. But they are here. Derek O'Hara is here. Ultimate TV 9000 is here. Steve Foreman, hello. Hi. I'm like totally, just whatever. Crash. Yeah. We're all in the chat. Thanks, Aaron Moorfield. I know. When I went to open the window that has the chat, I pulled out the chat. I don't know that I had to refresh it or whatever. Here we go. Refresh. Shout out to Ali B. Hashtag refresh, you numpty. That's awesome. I love Ali B. Okay, I'm going to open this. So funny. It's so funny how we don't talk anymore. Okay, this is April 14th of this year, 2:50. This is April 11th at 6 in the morning. Okay, so we're just gonna do this as a contrast. Just do this as a contrast. Gonna contrast. Gonna look and contrast. Here we go. Okay. So there's the first image of the red roof house. Okay, the red roof house. Let me draw this down. Let me see what I'm doing here. Okay. Okay, I have to open up. That's going to be the naked arrow. Where's my naked arrow? There it is. Okay, hold on. Chick. Hotkey. Okay. We have the red roof house right here. Okay. And there's the marker that I usually use. There's a lot of space right here. I'm not sure because, of course, this is back in April. Don't really know why I took it from this vantage point at 178 millimeter zoom. But there you have it. You've got the red roof house right now. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to hold this image in your mind. Hold this image in your mind. This is what like you would see, right? Doesn't matter if I zoom out. If I zoom out, this would still look the same, but smaller. It doesn't matter if I would zoom in. Zoom in. Wouldn't matter. This is the image I would see, only bigger. This is where Grover needs to come in. Near? Far? Near? Okay. Ready? Here is the contrast. Yeah, I'll be there just a second. My neighbor's at the door. Okay, I'm back. So my neighbor knocked on the door, so I went to the door and had to talk to my neighbor. Okay, so I'm back. Hey GPS, hey SE Montreal, thanks everybody. Thank you so much. Good times for all, or Zachary Zabala if you prefer. You guys are awesome. Okay, so I am gonna make this full screen because I think that it's just better. Okay, so remember I said keep that image in mind. Now we have this image, right? See that image, how it's stretched? Yeah, Jackie, just put it inside the door, please. Thank you. You may. Sorry. So right here we see the image of the Chesapeake. It's stretched differently than. You can just put it right here. You're gonna be on camera, Jackie. You just walked in front of the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, can I help you with something? Jackie's so cute. She's so cute. She didn't know she was on the camera when she walked in here. So let me get my thoughts back. And so we can see the contrast between these two images. Let me see if I can do this. All right, there. See, that drops down. I don't like that. When I pull up this window, my Streamlabs drops off, so I can't see what's on the screen. Okay, so here, we're just going to flip back and forth between this. Let me make sure that I'm back on with the mic. I am. Right. So there's the image of the red roof house. There's the image of the red roof house. There's the image of the red roof house. Okay. So that's interesting. That's interesting, right? Trying to think of the best conditions to catch an image. This one looks overcast, and today was overcast, but today's image was amazing. All right, so I'm going to pull up today's image, and it is in here, and it is right here. Listen, I mean, I don't have to be the only one in here. I've got a hangout ready. I sent you a hangout link. Zach, I think I sent you a hangout link. So if you guys want to join, click the link, yo. Yeah, Zach, I sent a link. Mark Doxy, David Green, otherwise known as Wide Awake. Anybody else? I thought that I sent Danielle a link. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, it says I did. So there you go. You can join if you want to. That way I'm not here all by myself. All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself anymore. Look at that shit, people. Will you look at that? Look at that. Okay? That is the clarity. That's probably the best clarity I've ever gotten, right? So the trick is I cannot zoom in any closer to the shoreline. I just can't. I can't do it. And what I'm going to try to have to do is to find another image where you can see that, you see where the horizon line is usually attributed to the water line, the horizontal line of the water. But that moves closer and farther away from me, closer and farther away. So it's not a fixed point, okay? In the video, you're going to see a boat getting pulled out of the water. That means it's at the water's level right there, okay? This pavilion, you can see down to the concrete slab, okay? Now you can't resolve the concrete slab, but it's there, okay? This is just great stuff, okay? So here we go, flipping through the images right there. See that? See that? See that? See that? Look at that! Look at that! Look how defined that is. That's like good shit right there. That is good shit. So we have right here aqua bands 1, 2, 3. This is the dock, right? Trying to see if I can see any. Look at the lights on the porch. Right? And then right here, this is a dock. Okay? This is possibly, I don't know. I don't know if we've got and it's too different, right? I would have to have someone here moving around, because you've got this down to here. That's possibly, I would say that I would be comfortable saying that that's the entire physical post for the pavilion. But what we have to see here is that the pavilion is probably about 40 feet off the shore and elevated by, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 feet. So you've got the edge of the water here, and then you've got, we don't see the shoreline. We just run into the bottom of the platform or bottom of the pavilion, which makes me think like there's an inferior mirage there, because otherwise we should see the shoreline is quite significant. It's like 40 feet. So we should be seeing a nice sandbar. All right. So what I'm going to do is go to today's morning footage. Okay. Does no one want to join? Is my link not working? I mean, I sent links to people, so you feel free to join. Okay. I see your note there, Zach. Troubleshooting your Yeti mic. That's why I have a Snowball Blue. Okay, so this is this and that is that. So let's go through. Okay. Let's go through today's footage. This is earlier. This was 3 days ago. I hear someone. Someone joined me. This was a blurry image that I took of my setup. You can see my tripod. Look at that. Look at that image, people. Beautiful stuff. I love these images. I would love to find out whose boat that is and then provide them with this picture. Who's there? I can hear you. I hear you breathing.
Hey,
I know you're there.
it's wide awake.
What's going on? Wide awake?
I can't see anything, but
That's because I haven't shared my screen yet for people to join. So awesome. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And away we go. What's going on with you, man?
oh, just trying to get things in order after getting back from Romania.
Yeah.
Going to catch up on work and yard work and the honeydew list.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. So everybody out there in the audience, David from Wide Awake has joined the Hangout. So appreciate all of his work. If you're not familiar with his channel, Wide Awake, I will do a quick search and then put that in. I bet you somebody else is going to be like totally faster than me. I'll be like searching for it. What? WID space and then somebody's already posted it. There we go. I found it and copied, and there we go. This is Wide Awake coming at you, folks. Sub to this channel if you haven't already, which I'm sure you have because it's a fantastic channel. All right, there we go. Okay, so can you see my screen now, Dave?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. All right.
Thanks,
So,
Travis.
and everybody out there in audio land, can you hear Dave? Dave, just give us a real quick rundown. You were doing something in the past couple weeks. Where were you, and what did you do?
Well, I was invited to Romania at kind of like a moment's notice um, for to go over there and do a presentation on flat Earth. Although my presentation really kind of failed just before I went, I wound up having a bad tooth infection and had some major swelling, had some issues. So I was all kind of like frustrated trying to gather up, some footage to take over there. And then when I thought I had everything ready, the day before I was going to leave, or 2 days before I was going to leave, I went to check my thumb drive that I purchased and put all my information on. And what do you know? It was corrupted and nothing would work. So then I was in a big scramble to get, stuff back on the hard drive. Well, I went and bought another one. Yeah, $50 instead of the like 27 that I paid for the first one. But oh well. But the conference was actually excellent. A guy named Adi Roos actually sponsored the whole thing. The man lost a lot of money. So
The sponsor for the conference.
yeah, he did not make. He didn't make any money at all. If you ask me, he took probably thousands and thousands of dollars of a loss. I mean, he only charged like $30, $20, something like that to go for tickets, and there was a couple of flat Earth groups in the area in Romania that actually got upset with him because they didn't know who. I mean, they called him a nobody. That basically he didn't have a right to do this conference on his own, and so they kind of like shunned him off and didn't show up. So to make a long story short, there really wasn't a lot of people there, but actually I thought it turned out really well for the circumstances, and the people were just absolutely wonderful. And this guy, he was so generous to us. Instead of having us there for just the 2 days and sending us back home, he actually took us around on a 3-day tour in his own car. Took us to Transylvania, Dracula's castle. Took us to that salt mine that I recently put up a video about.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah.
And then he took us up in the
Carpathian.
Carpathian Mountains,
Yeah.
which was absolutely wonderful.
I just want you to know the only reason why I know how to say that word is because of the Count in Sesame Street. Carpathian Mountains. That's all. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known how to pronounce it.
But Adi is actually from Romania, so he is very well educated. He's got college degrees, and not only is he well educated, a very smart man, but he knew a lot of his own history about his own country. So it was very interesting to find out that Vlad the Impaler was actually a hero in their country because when he was a little boy, the Turkish army came in and kidnapped all the boys and girls, the little boys and girls, and did very bad things to them, raped the girls, and then turned the young men into the military, turned them into their army. And Vlad pretty much turned against them, took all the corrupt politicians, which I guess were Turkish, and impaled them and all the criminals. So he was trying to do right by the people of his country. That's the story that we get over here, is that he was a vampire. He sucked people's blood, which is all just propaganda about the man.
Yeah.
we don't know a whole lot about what the true history is. All we can do is go by what we are told. And that's, I think, the biggest problem with our indoctrination system is we go in with the assumption that our teachers are going to teach us everything that's proven, right?
Right. Yep.
And we find out that, when you're going and you look in your science book and you see those layers going down to the core of Earth, with a big chunk of Earth cut out like a big piece of pie. You when you get older, you say, well, how the heck did they know that if they only went down 7 miles? They have no idea what's underneath Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I did enjoy myself, and it was really a good learning experience for me. So if I ever get a chance to do another presentation, I got a little better idea on how to prepare for it.
Yeah, sure, for sure. If there's nothing else, then you got your feet wet and can look back on next time, or look back on your experience and then plan for the next time.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Most definitely. I mean, I did feel kind of like bad about the whole situation because I guarantee I was not really prepared. But again, I had a short notice. Then my,
Dave, listen, we don't want your excuses, man. Okay, we need you to.
That's why I'm kind of like stumbling here because I really don't want to make it out like an excuse.
We need you to be.
On my part.
We need you to be 1,000% every single time. Okay. Allie, you want a link? Do I have you on Skype, Allie? Because I don't want to put the link out public right now. I don't think. Maybe I guess I could. But I don't have any way of getting a hold of you, Allie, except for mail. And I just don't know if you're... Whatever. I can try it, I guess. Hold on real quick, David. I'll be right back from doing this shenanigan.
Sure.
All right, Allie. I'm sending you an email. Alistair B.
Did you see Mitchell from Australia's video on why boats vanish bottom up?
Yeah, with his coin on his table.
Yeah, actually a very wonderful demonstration of diffraction, angular resolution.
Yep. I watched it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I've been trying to explain that for a long time, and he just knocked it out of the park with that video.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so what I've got up on the screen right now is the Google for my area. And what I'm going to try to do is show you, because after I take my stills of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 5 particular points that I observe here in the Chesapeake. 5 different locations. And this is the Concord Point Lighthouse right here. I have got so much footage of this place that it's just, I mean, it's just, you know how much footage you have, right?
Oh yeah, I filmed pretty much in just a couple of locations around my neighborhood. So yeah, I've got about 10 terabytes full of footage, pictures.
All right, so this is where I set up, right where that button is. And so when I shoot, I start from the left. You can see right there is the dock. There's a fishing dock. So I go just to the right of that fishing dock, and I go to the very first image of a shoreline that I can get, and this is 1 mile away. I called it, totally called it. So I figured that that's how far away it was. So I've got a mile of distance, and then what I do is I then trace down the landscape and talk through the images of inferior miraging on the shoreline. So if we start off on the shoreline at 1 mile and it's already miraging, you know, I'll make that point. But basically, I start off about right here, and then I just follow the land all the way down, all the way down. Then you can see the natural demarcation of this cape, and then you can see the land pick up in the background there, right? So I then move down this line here.
Now, what's your usual camera height?
5.5 feet.
There you go.
It's right above my chest and right at my chin, and I'm like 5'10", so I call it about 5.5 feet now. So then I go out here, and this is where this cape ends, and then I start to follow the water line, right? At this point, I'm following the water line across over to the next landmass, which is Red Point, and that is where my red roof house is. And I think, no, I don't know if that's it or not. Maybe this is it. Yeah, maybe. We'll have to look for this. We'll have to look for this beach right here, because I've caught a beach, and I've seen cars come in and out, and it looks like there's a parking lot right here. That'll be interesting to look for. So look right here. Okay, look at this, guys. Wow, here we go, David. So today, and other days, but today in particular, I caught...
Hey, Allie B says that you sent her Wide Awake's YouTube channel link.
oh, sorry, Allie. Joke's on you, Allie. Okay, hold on real quick, Allie. Alright, so gonna do this again. Coming at you, Allie. Wait a couple seconds. Here it comes. And David, I saw that one person said that you're a little bit low. I have your volume all the way up on my side. I don't know if you can try to increase your end or not, but he said he could hear you, but that you were a little bit low.
How about if I turn my camera around?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I usually have it facing the wall, so if somebody breaks into my computer, they don't get to watch me do what I do in my computer. I don't like people spying on me.
Just to let everybody know, I am removing Sean G as a moderator because I got blindsided last night on his channel. So I'm taking it personal, Sean. Here you go, buddy. You are no longer a moderator.
You show her Travis's distance.
Okay, so what I'm gonna look for right now is the distance. Can you see these boats right here on the Google photograph that we've got? You see these boats, those white? Yeah. Okay, so I have footage of boats that are obviously closer to this shoreline in the distance, but I just don't know how far they are. But I'm gonna gauge, right? How about this? We're gonna gauge the distance of the boats that I captured today with these boats. So we're gonna assume that these boats here represent the same distance that the boats I saw tonight were traveling, which is 0.56 miles. So
I was just say about a half a mile,
just a little over half a mile offshore, which is amazing, amazing. So just keep that in mind. We've got aquatic traffic here, watercraft traffic about a half a mile offshore. And so let's go back to my folder, try to find today's images. David, I tell you what, man, I absolutely love getting out there and taking photographs, man. I absolutely love it.
Before I got into Flat Earth, I'd never owned a camera in my life, and really the only reason I bought a camera was really to go out to debunk Flat Earth. My the first video I took, I said, "Oh yeah, here it is, right here." Obviously this is. But when I got at home and started looking at the footage on a bigger screen, it was like, wait a minute, there's something going on here. So it was like, this deserves some research before trying to go in and debunk something and have no idea what I'm looking at, right? So I started doing a lot of research on mirages, diffraction, refraction, and this Earth curve calculator. It's either horse malarkey or something, because we do see way further than what we should. I mean, I just was recently going through some of my old footage, and Cutter's Rock, which is 11.05 miles from my shoreline, I've actually found that, wow, I got it more often than what I thought. I had misidentified the racks, but once I realized that I did, then I started going back through and looking at my footage and saying, wow, here it is right here. You did have it all along. So 11.05 miles at 6 foot up off the shore is way farther than what we're told. And not only that, but you can see water beyond the rack.
Yeah, right. So what would be interesting, David, is because what you just described is that the horizon then is past the rack, right?
Yes.
So my friend Aaron and I were talking last night, and he brought up this idea to find images with the horizon. I'm trying to think of how he did it now. He might be able to say it in the chat.
Well, what I originally did was I took a level and I used the virtual horizon on my P. At that time, it was my P900. I put a level on it, and I used the virtual horizon. Then I filmed my camera, screen with my cell phone, and I showed that I had a level screen. I was using the Bayport bird rack as my point of view, and where the horizon showed was well above the bird rack. Now, I'm only at 6 feet, and I know that bird rack is like 14, 16 feet tall. So there was, if I drew a line to 6 foot on that rack, I would be looking down at the rack. But due to perspective, right, everything gets smaller as it gets farther out. And I also think that when we have this refraction or even looming, it actually pulls everything down, not only just the objects, but it actually pulls the horizon down too, which gives us a false horizon line. That's my opinion. And I actually have some proof of it.
I'm distracted real quick. Just give me a second.
I want to...
Okay, so I sent Allie B a
Well, I'm
link.
here.
There he is. How you
How
doing,
you
Allie?
doing? Not so bad, Travis.
Allie, meet David. David, meet Allie.
How you doing,
Good
Alan?
evening, David. Yeah, I've seen you around a bit. Yeah.
Okay, so what I have here on the screen is this is today, early in the morning. Can you see the screen, Allie, just to check?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay,
Yep.
so this is this morning at 10 o'clock. This is the same Zoom, right? And it's not centered as much as the other one is going to be, but so we have the same Zoom, okay? We have a clear inferior mirage, so that everything right here is a mirage of the house upside down. So if we could have, so you can see the deck here, right? You can see the second story deck here. You have no determination of the porch. There's a wraparound porch, concrete porch. You cannot see that here. So that when you drop down, you've got the mirror reflection of the second story porch. right? Now, if this mirror extended farther into or closer to our proximity, we would then be able to see the rest of the house mirrored. So what would be interesting is if I'm not digitally graphic designed savvy, but what I would love to do then would be to take an image of this, flip it upside down, and then show you what the entire image would be upside down. Okay, but all of that to say, it looks like the water goes straight up to the house, right? If we're trying to interpret, this looks like there's a mirror. The water just goes straight up to the house. This house must be getting flooded, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
It's being flooded out, right? And so if we were to take a walk from the porch over to the pavilion, it's about 100 yards. So this distance here between this rooftop that you can see is 100 yards. There is a boat launch right here. Okay.
And it's totally hidden.
And it's completely hidden. Right? Yeah, completely hidden. And there's just an hour and a half ago.
Wow, voila.
Yeah. Yeah, but
visibility does wonders.
Now, not only that, but in the video, gentlemen, in the video, I have a boat being taken out of the water. You can watch the boat being taken out of the water, which means we've got direct line of sight at 5.85 miles.
Oh, but
Yeah,
they got that refraction though, Travis, and that's all being pulled up perfectly in view with
looming
clarity. I mean.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what you have to understand then is you have to say that about this tree line too.
I agree. Yeah. Well,
this tree line is not where it appears to be. It would actually be right here. And we would have to assume that so this is how fucking, excuse me. I mean, I'm just beyond belief, guys. I'm beyond belief. I said this back in 2017, turn of 2018. I made some parody videos where I pretended to be a Canadian Canuck after the McKinsey brothers, and I said, we're spinning because you can't feel the spin. You know there's a curve because you can't measure the curve. You know it's looming because it looks like it's straight in front of your face. I mean, come on. Everything that we're seeing here in this image just yells out house.
Oh yeah,
neighborhood.
What I find fascinating though, Travis, is I watched that hangout you were on in Sean G's the other night, and honestly, I've got a lot of respect for it. If anybody at all insulted my intelligence the way yours was last night, man, I would have lost it. But
I did. I mean, honestly, Ali, I did lose it, and I normally try to maintain a bit of sobriety with my communication because I don't want to be a dope. I mean, but yeah, because so here's what happened in a nutshell. Erebus came onto one of my previous videos and accused me of presenting two different vantage points. One from the shore.
Yeah, I remember that. I held that.
Yeah, one from the water line. So he said that the first image was down at the water line. The second image was elevated. So it's a 5.5 foot difference. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you right now they're not. And he's like, well, you're lying. I said, do that again and you're gone. So he didn't stop. So he, again, accused me of lying, so I blocked him from my channel. So last night, Sean G pulls me in and presents material that is clearly manipulated, which is what I called it out. I called it all out, calling it a train wreck, because they're presenting manipulated images, right? But then, again, I said to Erebus, don't call me a liar. and he called me a liar, and I rage quit. I hung up. I got out of there. But the reason why I got out of there was because I knew in my heart that it wasn't doing me any good to stay in there. I wasn't going to come out any better if I stayed in there, so I left. And it'll be hell and high water before I get suckered back into this. Anyway, let's look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. So let's go back to I'm just gonna jump back to some random day. Let's go to May. Let's go to May and find the same. This is again 428 millimeter. This is okay. Now, Dave, maybe you can help out with this. I don't know if you've looked into this at all, but someone told me that because I said this, I said when I zoom in and take my stills, I zoom into 428 millimeter, and he said, "Well, the P900 doesn't go to 428," and I said, "Well, that's the metadata. When I click right and look at the properties, that's what it tells me." And he's like, "Well, that's not it." I'm like, "Well, then how the hell am I supposed to know anything?" But anyway, so what I'm showing you right now is another photograph of this same location at this same zoom, which is the end of the optical zoom, right? So if I turn on my camera and it's zoomed out as far as it goes, which is like negative 48 or whatever, like it zooms too far, in my opinion. It should start right as to where your eye should see what it sees, but nonetheless. So when I zoom in as far as it will go to the end of optical, right before it goes to digital, it's always 428. So that's what I'm opening up right now. I'm opening up the same height, same distance, same location, same zoom with the red roofed house.
So you're not using the digital zoom on this. You're stopping at the optical before it goes to digital.
That's correct. As soon as, so again, I turn on my camera, I zoom in, and the camera automatically stops. It bumps up against the digital and stops.
Right.
And that's where I stop. Okay, so this is the red roof house, gentlemen. On on May 12th, 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Same location, same height. Nothing has changed except for the day. Look at this.
And you look at the trees that are in the background of that, and you can see that is what they would, you would call looming magnification. And in my opinion, when you get this magnification, it pulls things in and it compresses things down. And that's, basically my
Zoom
opinion.
in the first one, Travis, zoom in the first one.
Right here?
The first photograph, not that one, the other one with the house. Try and zoom it, make it larger so you're zooming in and just seeing the house itself. Not that one, the other one. The one that you can see the house. No, not that one, the other one. The one that you can see. Don't zoom that one and leave that one as it is. Zoom that one. Now zoom that in.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, use
more.
Yeah, hold on.
Right, stop. Oh, right. I just wanted to, and now compare the shadows of the trees to the other one, so you can see if you've got similarities.
Well,
maybe
I mean,
zoom,
the images,
but look for patterns like that.
I'm just saying, I totally get what you're saying. I've got two extremes. I've got, this is the best, and this is like the worst you could imagine.
Yes.
So let's look real quick for a different image. Here it is. This is 321.
Yeah, but I mean, even that, just proves the point. If you're not meant to see that shoreline and you're showing all these different phenomena, it's like, you can't. Yeah.
I mean, how much better can you get than that? That is great visibility, and that was crap visibility.
Have you heard of
going on here optically? Right? It's optical.
So what we have, I mean, look at this, gentlemen. So again, I'm at the same location. I drop my tripod. I raise my tripod's base. I load up. I zoom in to 428 millimeters. This is one day. This is a next.
Beautiful.
Right?
And I go through the same thing, Travis. I can get out of my car or my truck and I walk to the beach. And as I'm walking to the beach with my camera, I can look to my left and see those Hernando Beach Islands. And on the days that I can look over there with my eyes and see the island, clear, I say, ooh, today's got good visibility. And then other days I get out of my truck, I start walking toward my little spot where I set up and film from, and you can't even see the islands. They're not even there.
Yeah.
So, they're trying to tell us that refraction is what's pulling it up, but it's obvious it's an optical effect of the atmosphere. And I know everybody hates to hear that word atmosphere, but hey, 99% of the people understand that word better than atmos plane or any other word that you use,
It's ether band now, Dave. It's ether band, my friend.
Yeah, well, ether band. I do like that saying, but I've been
No, I get it.
About the mirroring and compression, and this is something that the globe deniers or the globe supporters, they will totally deny that this picture is real right here that you're showing. They will say that, oh no, you're not filming that from the same height. You got to be 30, 40 feet up filming that, right?
As if they even have a clue.
Right. And I've actually taken my camera on those Hernando Beach Islands one day. I had a really good clear day, and I literally laid my camera down on a little 2x4 with a towel on it while the tide was real high, and I was still able to zoom in 4.84 miles and catch the edge of that island.
So what I'm playing right now is about 2 hours ago. So we have a direct line of sight. This is a mile away. This is what I showed earlier, Ali. I don't know if you saw when I pulled up the Google Earth and I went over here to this shoreline. This is a mile away. There's absolutely no inferior miraging going on. So what I'm going to do now is I move my way down the shoreline, because the shoreline is moving farther and farther away from me. We've got fishermen here on this dock, right? I mean, look at this, right? So we've got fishermen here. I would say right here, perhaps at this part, we start to maybe see some mirroring, like right there.
Yep, a little bit of mirroring going on.
Do you know how that's happening, Travis? Shall I tell you how that's happening?
Go ahead, Ali. Sure.
Right. There's if you caught my video maybe earlier on, after all the crappy stuff I got into, I found a book about radio wave propagation, right? And they use the Rayleigh criterion as well, but they were explaining, right, over land, if you're looking towards land, that's where you get that miraging. The mirage happens at the actual, if you're looking at the land, right? That's where the mirage happens, at the land. But if you're looking out to sea, it happens at the horizon, if you can understand, because the warm air that's coming off the land, it's called rough diffraction or something. I can't remember, but it's about the warm air coming off of the land and coming into the colder air of the sea, and that mixing together, and actually you get less refraction when it's windy, because it mixes up all the heat and it makes it more homogeneous.
I've got some really good footage from a very windy day that you're right. It was blowing all that humidity and mixing it in, and I was like amazed at the footage I got.
Yep. Well, that's what I'm saying is
Florida.
So, but it explains it in that book. But it's about radio wave propagation, but it's the same effect with light and optics. And this just totally explains about if you've heard of back reflection, Travis. Do you know what that is?
Spell the first part. BACK?
Yep, back is called back reflection, right?
Okay.
And I heard you having a discussion with Pete Shear about he was saying it was the water that's reflecting, and you were saying it was not. It was the ether band. Well, it is. It's what you're saying. It is. It's actually the lights. It's actually a wall, like imagine a projection screen that you can see through.
Yeah.
And under certain conditions, the light that's coming off the image is actually bouncing back behind what you're looking through. So you're looking through that. It's bouncing off there's like a surface, and it's inverting, and it's so all that mirroring is actually what you say it is. There's things called ducts as well that light trap, well, radio waves, which is the same thing, but also light waves propagate. It was quite fascinating reading, but it just makes, when I look at these pictures now, Travis, I know exactly what's happening. Even Rumpus's disappearing wind towers, that's light extinction. It's where light is, the light actually cancels itself out. It shifts phase and it polarizes, and the closer you get to the surface, the horizon, you're in that ether band, and that's where it all happens. It's really simple stuff, man. You know, and it's all explained with their own science, yet they'll
well, you have to, right? There has to be a hybrid. There has to be a marriage, a crossover of the two discussions, and that's where I don't think people have thought outside of the box in terms of describing and talking about what you just did, right? So what you just did was a discussion that was way more technical than I could even begin to. There's no way I could even say anything of what you just said right now. I have no retention of what you just said. But in terms of looking at what I present, right? So what you just said has some correspondence to videos that I've shot or David has shot or even you yourself, right? So you have to then bring those two halves together and show the correlations.
Yeah, but you're describing, you actually describe exactly what I'm saying, but I'm saying it in the technical terms. But you're actually, you know what's happening.
I get it. Right. I get it.
You understand?
Yep.
So it's not that you don't know and that was above your head. No, you're describing every analysis, and Ranty as well. He does with the waves and the water bulging and stuff like that. But everything that you say correlates with all what I've read about light wave propagation and all this kind of stuff. So it actually correlates exactly. But you say it in the layman's terms, and unfortunately these guys pick on exactly. But the way you describe it is like near enough spot on. You've got a total understanding of what's happening, kind of thing.
Okay, so I actually have a date in a little bit, so I'm gonna have to start to wrap this up. But what I want to do right now is just talk about proximity and distance right here. If you guys are looking at the screen, we have another deck that's extending into the water, and we don't have a clear image. Refraction is happening. This image is distorted, right? It's blurry. No matter if I could zoom in, I wouldn't unblur this. At least with my camera. With my camera, I didn't have my my Nikon D300. I bought a 600 millimeter zoom, and I've been taking pictures with that. But what I mean to say is in terms of the way that we're seeing this image right now with my camera, if I zoomed in, all we would do is see this bigger. So it's not going to resolve the image any. So we can see, if we look here right at the fine details, the pylons or the pilings that come down, we can see water behind it. And then you've got the land right here that's extending out as into a finger, and then you can see the water going back. So we've got some pretty good detail here, and then we've got the distant shoreline here. And this is where we have a less definition than right here.
Yeah, because you see where your convergence point is on the water, that it starts distorting right there worse, because that's your convergence point, right? the edge of the water to the land. That's your convergence point.
Well, but my point though is to think about the contrast, David. Right? I don't disagree with what you just said,
Oh,
but
yeah. Your contrast is much better there at the left than it is to the right.
still, I can't see details here.
How
Like,
far away is that, Travis?
well,
About
the beginning of it was a mile,
a
Ali. So
mile, yeah.
let me see if I think I still have the
Because that's quite interesting what you're doing there. Because I remember you mentioning this before that you actually panned round. You
yeah,
do a lot of that panning round, and
yeah.
this is I'm getting to see visually now what you were talking about, and I can see actually it's quite because I thought it was a good thing when you mentioned it, but this is the first I've actually seen you doing it, and it's quite yeah. You could actually get measurements, and
Yeah,
you could actually
I'm just gonna
do
do it right now since we're talking, and we're gonna wrap up with this because, like I said,
yeah. Sorry,
I
yeah,
need
but
to.
you could actually gather data.
I can probably hang out for another 10 minutes, and then that'll give me enough time to do what I need to before I head out the door. So this is where we are here. This is called Perry Point. Let's see if we can zoom in and see that. That dock.
You ever notice when we look down on everything, it does look flat too. No matter how high up we go, it's all flat.
Yeah. Okay, so I would have to, guess obviously, but here's a deck here. This is a boat launch here, right? There's a boat launch, so if I were to, I'm gonna look for another one. Yeah, you know what? Here, let me do this. This is gonna be the proof in the pudding here. Is I'm gonna play out that video.
Wow, look at that distortion.
Yeah, this is what I call my Monet shot, Monet, like Claude Monet, the watercolor.
Yeah,
I love this. I have so many fantastic images of this.
That's impressionist, yeah.
Yeah, an impressionist. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. It's
And
so.
he was, yeah.
But anyway, I call it my Monet shot. Let's.
He done loads of paintings in London and all the parks in London, and that. He was good. I like him.
Okay, so here's well, no, you know what? I don't see the details of a larger deck here, so then I'm gonna say that's not the location that I thought it was. Let's go back to this one, right? So this one seems to have more of a public access kind of a thing. There's a canopy right here, a pavilion. This might be where is it? This might be this right here. But again, I don't know. But let's just guess.
Now you're looking at the path that had a path behind it, so look for a path that was like a winding path. Look,
Oh,
see
like
it?
that? Oh, I see what you're saying. Look for that
Yeah,
over
have a
here.
look at that.
Look for that
I
over
think
here.
you've seen it there. Someone zoom in a bit.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I think I see it right there.
you know what I mean? You can see
It's right there, maybe.
that could have been. Yep, yep.
That could be it. And
That looks about
that's
right.
actually the driveway to the boat launch.
There you are.
There's a boat launch right there. So those people could be right here, right? Because I said there's a canopy, there's a pavilion,
Yeah,
and
we
then
could verify it by sort of scrolling along and trying to find the other place as well. You know the other picture. You
there's
know the
a
one that
look at
was.
this bench. Look at this bench right here. Okay, so
Could you actually go and put your person, go street view there? Could you grab the wee guy, see if you can get any blue coming up? Anything? No.
oh, you mean they don't have images of it? Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Google, the street view. Sometimes you can.
Right.
They Google cars. So if you grab the wee guy and wave it over the road or something, it'll come up blue and it'll
Yeah.
show you where you could get maybe another view from it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick is drop here, go to here,
Yeah.
and that is just over a mile and a half.
Right.
Okay. So
I do love that picture, by the way. Now,
I'll send you a couple, man.
I do that, especially that one, because that's a quite good example. I know exactly what's happening there. You know, I can explain all that.
You
That's
want to?
quite,
Okay, listen. Maybe we should end on this because I'm
yeah,
gonna get distracted and I'm gonna get sucked
yeah,
into
me
this.
too.
Let
Show
let
me that picture, Travis.
I will. Let me go to today. This is 428. This is the exact same location and shot that's on my background. Okay, here it comes. You see that? Did you see it?
Yeah, go.
So look at what you can see here, or not see.
Is that the same picture?
It's the same location.
Holy cow!
Look at you've got shoreline.
Oh, wow!
Look at this. This looks like look how beautiful this image is.
This is unbelievable. That's crazy.
And so then if I don't have the other picture pulled up to contrast, but you've got no shoreline. You've got no definition on the house. Look here with the channel
You
marker.
wouldn't believe that.
The channel marker is
Holy cow!
over to the left.
Wow!
And it's raised up, so we've got a low tide here because the water level is when the channel marker is higher, that's going to be because of the but even with that, what I find interesting is the visual that you see with the channel marker being raised up like this one. Watch. Okay, so let's just keep it in your mind right here. Oh, maybe I'll do this. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I don't know how good that's going to translate for you guys.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick.
You can even see it's the same trees as well. The
Oh yeah.
background of trees.
Yeah. You've got the
Oh, there's no disputing that.
you've got the Brontosaurus head right here.
That's the one. Yeah.
Shout out to Eyes to See Danielle. She saw that. But
There's no denying that.
so look at the height of this top portion of the channel marker. It's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
there you
mean,
go.
everything in the background's pulled down.
You know, I mean,
It's quite obvious to me what's going on, but when you try to explain this,
look at right here. Look at right here. You've got this bush right here. In this image here that's on my screensaver is sunrise, right? So you've got that bush lit up by the sun, but it's not. It doesn't look anything like this. Like this, it looks smaller,
it is.
you know. But so you've got every single kind
So
of.
you got rooming going on in there too, Travis. When
Well, here's when I looked up looming for the very first time, the first concept that I came away with was magnification.
yes,
Okay, that doesn't fucking mean it's being brought up over a curve.
no. Matter of fact, it actually creates more of an issue because what your house or your building behind this is literally like pulled down. Now I don't know if you're at your same focal length,
Yeah, I would have to look at, but
I'm looking at this
more
little-
than
Well,
more
Can,
than
can
like.
I just let me just butt in for a second? No, stay on the picture, Travis.
Sure.
Go back to that picture, right? Have you noticed how the house on the right hand side's turned blue?
Sure.
Right, that's crazy as well. That's
Well,
what
it's in the shadow. I would say it's in the shadow.
but it's still blue.
Look at these
And
two.
not only that, Travis, it's reflecting it into the water as well.
Look at those. Look at these two markers right here. These two physical markers, and then right here. So let's see if we can maybe like a baller would say, "Oh, they're not to scale. You know, they're not to scale." So, I mean, if you scale the house, you screw up the water level. Look at the horizon, right?
Yeah.
Isn't this the horizon, gentlemen? Isn't this where the water starts to curve away from us, gentlemen? Oh no, oh no, look, the water's beyond the marker here, gentlemen. There's the shoreline. So let's level out the water and look, the house is higher. You cannot satisfy the ether band, gentlemen. The ether band is a voracious monster.
It certainly is. And it exists.
Eats up everything in its path. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. Look at these. That's what these are. I've always wondered what these are. These are probably warnings not to swim. These are posted signs right here.
Yep, I'd probably think that the same thing. There's signs saying no swimming or not to swim past this point where there's boats or something.
And now you can see a sailboat behind the island here. This is a man-made island called Battery Island. And all of the boats take the route around the back of this island. Okay, gentlemen, I have to get out of here.
No problem.
Thank you so much for being a part of my show. I really do appreciate that. Flat Earth Dad is out there. Hello, Mark is out there. Derek is out there. Addie is out there. Flats is out there. Danielle is out there. You two gentlemen have been in here with me. Thank you so much. And anytime that you guys can participate or contribute somehow, please don't hesitate to contact me or whatever, and we'll talk about our world. Okay.
Nice
all right.
But definitely send me the pictures, Travis.
I will do that.
The actual two of them. That one, and it's the one that you can see clearly.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into that.
All right, David, thanks so much again. I'm going to say goodbye and end the stream, gentlemen. I mean, the Hangout's still going to be here for a second, but I'm going to just start out by ending the stream. And I'm going to close out by saying thank you so much, everybody out there, for joining The Plain Truth from the cutting room floor, shooting the Chesapeake, chatting with Allie and Dave. I'm your host, Travis Finley. Until next time.